Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, May the 16th. Hope you're having a good day. Elena says, see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in, Elena. Appreciate it. All righty. Let's see. Quick announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Today on the morning show, Thursday, we look at fantasy and science fiction. There are a lot of them. For once, we weren't struggling. Must be fantasy release week or something. This shall be the week you get your fantasies. Huzzah! All right, shall we jump in? Did we lose one? I think we lost one. We did. Hang on a second. Because I know what was the last one there. We're going to work our way from right to left. There we go. Good morning, Mary. Fantasizing about fantasy. There are lots of options here. It is a good day. Come on, you. Computer is still being slow. It's actually the internet here that's being slow. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we need to restart our router or something. First one, When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Oh, it's only 176 pages. Drawing from the deep well of Slavic folklore and asking if redemption and atonement can be found in embracing what we most fear. We bear the sword, and we bear the pain of the sword. Pain is Demeter's calling. His family is one in a long line of hunters who sacrifice their souls to slay monsters. Now he's tasked with a deadly mission. Find the legendary witch Baba Yaga. To reach her, Demeter must ally with the ones he's sworn to kill. Pain is Allah's, I think that's how it's pronounced, inheritance. A fear-eating Zamora with little left to lose, Allah waits death from the curse she carries. When Demeter offers her a curse in exchange for her help, she has no choice but to agree. Together they must fight against time and the wrath of the Chicago underworld. But Demeter's secrets and his true motives may be the thing that actually destroys them. I had a medieval setting in my brain, and then they mentioned a more contemporary one. How strange. Setting matters. Bad solar storm hit late yesterday, so lots of things may be crazy this morning. I think that is the last one for a while. Oh, okay. I hadn't been paying attention. I did have an adventure yesterday. I broke my back tooth. And I don't go to the dentist regularly because I saw a dentist way too much when I was younger. Um, he was a very nice guy. I just saw him too much. So as an adult, I chose not to go to the dentist at all. But I've seen one a couple times over the years, and the one that I had designated as my dentist when I called yesterday said, as soon as we can get you in is Monday. I said, I have an emergency. My tooth is breaking apart. And I said, sorry, we'll call if there's a cancellation. So then I went to one that takes people same day if they can make it work out. And they did, and they were fabulous. So yesterday I got a crown. I did not have pain at all before or during, but Now my jaw is aching, I think, from being open for so long. So I wasn't really paying attention to stuff going on after about 12:30. Chicago was a big surprise in that context. Indeed, I had my brain full of medieval settings. So sorry to hear about your tooth. Not fun for sure. Hope it turns out well. Yeah, me too. I don't even have to go back. They did it all in the same day. They had a cancellation. I highly recommend them. They are good peoples. The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. The Honey Witch of Innisfree can never find true love. That is her curse to bear. But when a young woman who doesn't believe in magic arrives on her island, sparks fly. 21-year-old Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of the spirits of the meadow to any of the suitors who've tried to woo her. I don't blame you, honey bunny. So when her grandmother whisks her away to the family cottage on the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next Honey Witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with the Honey Witch. When Lottie Burke, a notoriously grumpy skeptic who doesn't believe in magic, shows up on her doorstep, Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real. But soon Marigold begins to care for Lottie in ways she never expected. And when darker magic awakens and threatens to destroy her home, she must fight for much more than her new home, at the risk of losing her magic and her heart. That is a very pretty cover. That's a very pretty cover. You can almost make a poster of that cover. Road to Ruin by Hannah Lee. Hang on a second. And they're on the opposite spectrum of flowers and floral and pretty things. We have desert. This is first in the Mage Bike Courier series. Jin Lu has the most dangerous job in the wasteland. She's a mage bike courier, one of the few who venture outside the dome cities on motorcycles powered by magic. Every day she braves the wasteland's dangers, deadly storms, roving marauders, and territorial beasts to deliver her wares. Her most valuable cargo? A prince's love letters addressed to Yi Nirine, a princess desperate to escape the clutches of her abusive family and soon-to-be husband. Jin, desperately in love with both her and the prince, can't refuse Yi Nirine's plea for help. The two of them flee across the waste, pursued by Yi Nirine's furious father, her scheming betrothed, and a bounty hunter with mysterious powers. A storm to end all storms is brewing, and dark secrets about the heritability of magic are coming to light. Jin's heart has led her into peril before, but this time she may not find her way back. Feels kind of Mad Max-ish a little bit. This next one, I love the title. I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. I hate it when that happens. Love the cover of Honey Magic too. Like I say, I'd do a poster of that. That would be very pretty. I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle, a very big name in fantasy. And this is new. I did check. Dragons are common in the backwater kingdoms of Belmontaine, coming in sizes from mouse-like vermin all the way up to castle-smashing monsters. Gaius Aurelius Constantine Heliogabalus Thrax, who would much rather people call him Robert, has recently inherited his deceased father's job as a dragon catcher exterminator, a career he detests with all his heart, in part because he likes dragons, feeling a kinship with them, but mainly because his dream has always been the impossible one of transcending his humble origin to someday become a prince's valet. Needless to say, fate has something rather different in mind. Dot, 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 dot. Katie Robert. Blood on the Tide. Ooh. As a bloodline vampire, I'm out. Lizzie has never had a problem taking what she wants, and right now, what she wants are the family heirlooms that were stolen from her and a portal home. Too bad even that short list is impossible to accomplish on her own, and her allies have bigger things to worry about. This is second in the Crimson sales. When they rescue a Selkie from captivity, it's the perfect solution to her problem. Lizzie needs a guide through Threshold, and the Selkie needs someone to help her get her skin back. Good. Maeve didn't choose to give up her skin, it was stolen from her. Now she's in an uneasy partnership with a dangerous woman who seems more apt to kill than to share a kind word. It's terrifying and a little alluring. Even though she knows it will end in heartbreak, Maeve can't help being drawn to Lizzie and her all too pleasurable vampire bite. Unfortunately, the danger to Maeve's heart is the least of her worries. The ship Lizzie's chasing belongs to the I used to know how to pronounce that, and they don't take kindly to people who steal from them. Not even Lizzie's viciousness or Maeve's sulky strength will be enough to save them if they seek retribution. Blood and Fury by Tessa Grattan and Justina Ireland, second in that series. Bloody Magic, Ancient Fury. Prepare for the gripping conclusion to this duology, it looks like. A single kiss set chaos ablaze. Picking up months after betrayal transformed Darling Seabreak into the long-lost phoenix and every house regent into their imperial form, Darling struggles to make sense of her destiny as a legendary creature. How can she, an orphan with no family, be the one to reunite the fractured houses and bring about peace if she can't control the magic of her new phoenix body? Talon Goldhoard, still in love with Darling but wounded by her betrayal, is tasked with ending the vicious war that his family instigated. With the Phoenix reborn, Talon is hopeful that the bloodshed will end swiftly. Instead, the kingdom grows more fraught, with the threat of violence ever present, especially from dark, conniving forces within the walls of his own House Dragon. As chaos reigns, Talon and Darling must find their way back to each other, not only to survive, but to save the kingdom. Can Darling harness the power of the ancient magic that runs through her blood to bring about a new peace? Or will the fury that House Dragon fueled for 100-year war be too strong to break? Crane Among Wolves by June Herr. Hope is dangerous, love is deadly. 1506, Joseon. The people suffer under the cruel reign of the tyrant king Yeonsan, powerless to stop him from commandeering their land for his recreational use, banning and burning books, and kidnapping and horrifically abusing women and girls as his personal playthings. 17-year-old Isol has lived a sheltered, privileged life despite the kingdom's turmoil. When her older sister Suyeon becomes the king's latest prey, Isol leaves the relative safety of her village, traveling through forbidden territory to reach the capital in hopes of stealing her sister back. But she soon discovers the king's power is absolute, and to challenge his rule is to court certain death. Prince Daeun has lived his whole life in the terrifying shadow of his despicable half-brother, the king. Forced to watch King Yeonsan flaunt his predation through executions and rampant abuse of the common folk, Daeun aches to find a way to dethrone his half-brother once and for all. When staging a coup, failure is fatal, and he'll need help to pull it off, but there's no way to know who he can trust. When Isol's and Daeun's fate collide, their contempt for each other is transcended only by their mutual hate for the king. Armed with Isol's family connections and Daeun's royal access, they reluctantly join forces to launch the riskiest gamble the kingdom has ever seen. Save her sister, free the people, destroy a tyrant. Universe of Lost Messages by Janet Stilson. What if your child has special powers and can get people to do almost anything? This is second in the Charismites series. What happens if the child is abducted? Izzy and Tristan were never mere humans. They are charismites, almost godlike powers of magnetism, and they couldn't be more different. Izzy is a reckless, playful megastar whose popularity far exceeds that of any other celebrity. Tristan is a nature-loving recluse, almost completely unknown to anyone beyond a protective biodome. Their worlds explode when they are abducted by the Fist, a power-hungry political group with a master plan to control the hearts and minds of all people on Earth and satellite colonies beyond. But the plan only works with the help of charismites. Their families don't have much to go on until a feisty, streetwise teen, Cheetah, discovers clues about the charismites within a strange metaverse filled with millions of missing messages. But will they actually find them? And can they destroy the Fist before they take over the planet? Interesting concepts there. Some originality there. That's refreshing these days. The Wolf's Eye, The Order of the Seven Stars, second in that series by Luann G. Smith. Under the full moon of World War I, a baleful curse threatens to tear apart a witch's found family. Petra Kirkova, a witch who wields magic worth its weight in gold, is tasked with combating the undead on World War I's Eastern Front. The battlefield has yielded a newfound closeness for her spellbound team, especially for Joseph Svoboda, a recruiter for the Order of the Seven Stars. But Joseph was bitten at the start of the war, leaving his blood tainted by a strain of the Vlodlik curse, which makes him a target of the Order's latest mission: slay the werewolves prowling the Eastern Front under the moonlight. You almost had me, and then you went to werewolves. Petra refuses to give up on one of their own. From the hasty kill order of a clandestine society to the long-lost spells in an old grimoire, to the unraveling mysteries of Petra's own past, the urgency to save Joseph grows, particularly as his feral impulses become harder to control. The werewolves are closing in. So too are the bounty hunters eager to collect. As Petra's team finds itself at a magical crossroads, Joseph devises an ambush of his own, one that could wipe out the cursed threat forever or endanger everything and everyone he loves. Hey, Elena, just finished my study book yesterday. Yay. I am doing well, and you're doing great. That's good to hear. That's good for a Thursday. And Mary said, hello. Awesome. Glad you could join us. We're just looking at fantasy science fiction. The Dangerous Ones by Lauren Blackwood. One vampire to kill, another to love. I'm up. War doesn't scare Jerusalem. She's a saint. Thanks to powerful demigod-style reflexes, endurance, and strength, she's fearless, and she has one goal: revenge. But she never expects to team up with the handsome, arrogant Alexei to accomplish it. He's one of those ancient vampires, and ever since her family was enslaved and murdered by one, Jerusalem hates vampires. But in the year they've been fighting alongside one another against the Confederate Army and the vampires who benefited off slavery, Alexei's never done anything but prove he's on the Union side and hers. She may know the Union better, hate the enemy more than anyone in her battalion, but so does he, and she'll use that to her advantage, because if she can get her revenge by helping Black people gain freedom and equality without having to steal it for themselves like she had to, then all the better. Together, she and Alexei set out to change the course of the war, risking their hearts and themselves as they attempt to take down the vampire who destroyed everyone Jerusalem held dear. But for Jerusalem, it's about more than love and justice. It's about killing a god. That's an interesting mashup there. The Amethyst Kingdom, fifth in the Crowns of Ocrith by A.K. Mulford. Karis Hilgard has grown tremendously through her years. No longer is she the vapid, prejudicial fae who drowned herself in wine. At least she wants to believe that's true. Training has kept her balanced and open-minded, traits of a promising ruler. So when the time comes for the Eastern Court trials to commence, her mind is set on one object: win the crown and become the people's queen. If she doesn't, it puts the only family she has left, her halfling sister Morgan, and her niece and two nephews, in danger. But the gods have different plans. Lord Urson Alma, her ex-boyfriend and fated mate, has entered the competition, vying for the kingdom himself, and hoping it's enough to cure his heart after losing Karis. To make matters worse, Adissa Monroe, a devious witch, searches for mind-controlling amethyst seeds and plans to attack the Easter Court on the night of the full moon, jeopardizing the entire kingdom of Ocrith. When incandescent hearts rekindle for a second chance at destined love, Karis must learn to let her lingering past go in order to protect her kingdom, the people she cares for, and fight for hope. If not, everything could collapse into ashes. Whatever would they write about if they couldn't do a Hunger Games competition? Seeker, The Sentinel Archives, Book 1 by Samuel Griffin. Is this a graphic novel? I don't know. Today I'm equipped with the knowledge that my future was to be far greater, more exciting, and more disturbing than anything so simple as my young imagination could then conjure. Indeed, looking back, my forecast was positively quaint. I ask myself a question often, and it is this: if I had understood all that was to befall me, would I have run that day, or exulted, or exited? I find I do not know. Ancient leviathans have stirred from their long slumber. Their scent song marks where they might be found, but only to those with the means to somewhat hear it. Sentinel archivists. Shay Blue Foutlow finds herself training to become such a specialist when she is forced into indentured servitude. Her new home, the city of Five Dock, is strange and bewildering, as are her new companions: a belligerent surgeon, a remarkable little boy, and a formidable sentinel archivist tasked with teaching Shay the terrifying ways of the trade. Her unanticipated position requires forbidden knowledge, a sickening transformation, and the strongest constitution. Shay is certain she is unequal to the prodigious task, but desperate to impress her superiors. When war subsumes the Concord, the office of the Sentinel Archivist is threatened by a terrible betrayal, and Shay has secrets of her own. We are out of time, but we're going to do a quick. Here's High Priestess and Empress, Book 2 in Arcana Oracle series by Susan Wands. Hero's Anger by P.E. Padilla, 11th in Song of Prophecy series. And Blood Remains by Kathy Pagao. And I could be saying that wrong, I apologize. But that is all we have time for today. That's odd. There do seem to be a lot of fantasies this morning, more so than usual. Yeah, it was kind of surprising. Usually I'm really scraping and searching and doing my best to find something to talk about. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks so much. You too. You too, my friend. All right. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Our next sprints after that will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Central, and they'll go for 5 hours. Tomorrow is Friday, huzzah, and is Freeform Friday, so we'll look at the things that we didn't have time for that maybe catch our attention, but then we'll also be looking at more cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of cozy mysteries. So please have a good Thursday. Take care of yourselves. Read good books. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless. Hope to see you later.